us to circle up around the room, but since you all have breakfast, we're just going to stay seated. We're going to take turns going around reading our facts. And so when it comes to your turn, I want you to stand up so everyone can hear you. You want to go first? Go for it.
780 million people live without clean drinking water.
Read that number one more time.
780?
780 million people live without clean drinking water. It's kind of what we talked about earlier. Next one.
Preserving water helps to preserve the plant's natural resources.
Okay. Turn around so everyone can hear.
Millions of women and children spend several hours a day collecting water.
Hold on just a second before you go, Gracie. Read yours one more time.
Millions of women and children spend several hours a day collecting water.
So that goes with what we were talking about earlier. In Africa, when I was finding all of these facts, I learned that several girls do not even get to go to school because they spend their day traveling miles to collect water for their family, water that's not even clean. So you don't realize how much of a privilege it is to come to school, A, and to have clean drinking water just at the touch of a finger on the faucet. Okay, Gracie.
Despite all the water in the world, only a small amount is available to humans and other creatures that depend on fresh water.
Do you remember what that percentage was? Only 1% of the fresh water is available to us to drink.
Human activities affect water quality all over the world.
Human activities. What human activities would affect water quality? What is water quality? Okay, so water quality is what first? Tell me.
The water that we drink before we take it out is
Okay, so water quality is how clean the water is. So what did you say affected how clean the water was? Pollution. What's an example of how we pollute water?
When you like throw trash out around the ocean, it washes out in the ocean and makes it
Not only around the ocean,
around
but
the lakes and streams.
here, anywhere. You think about if you throw trash out your window and then it rains, what happens to that water?
It goes underground.
It all comes back through the water cycle and it's polluted, which is not good. Right? Sure.
Less than 1% of the world's fresh water is readily accessible for direct human use. Many people living in other countries die because the water they drink makes them sick.
1 in every 9 people in the world do not have access to safe water, clean drinking water.
Okay, 1 out of every 9 people do not have access to clean drinking water. So think about this row right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So out of these 9 people, Gracie would not have access to clean drinking water. So you think about that, that's just in this class. So we would have 2 people just in this class
That has one
that would not be able to have clean drinking water, which could make them sick. Okay, read your next one.
Protecting freshwater resources is difficult because many rivers, lakes, and underground wildfires cross national boundaries.
Okay.
In many parts of the world, fresh water is being used faster than it can be replaced.
Read that one more time.
In many parts of the world, fresh water is being used faster than it can be replaced.
You don't think about water as being a resource that can disappear, do we? We think about water, we think we'll always have water, but is that true? No, it's just like our other resources that are non-renewable because we only have so much of it. Good, okay?
More than 700 gallons of water are needed to grow the cotton for one t-shirt.
Ooh, read that one more time. Listen to this one.
More than 700 gallons of water are needed to grow the cotton for one t-shirt.
For one t-shirt. Isn't that crazy?
Poor people often pay more for water than wealthy people living in the same city.
Hang on.
Water can travel from one part of the world to another through the water cycle.
Okay, we've been learning about that.
A person needs 4 to 5 gallons of clean water per day to survive.
How much water do you think you drink? Someone raise your hand and tell me. Every day.
At
about you, Mason?
No.
You think
I
you
thought
drink
you were
2
asking
gallons?
about like everyone.
No, just you. How much would you guess that you drink? You think you drink 4 or 5 gallons? I don't drink 4 or 5 gallons. Okay, let's go to you.
People living in water-rich regions like the USA can affect how people use water in water-deprived areas.
Okay, people in water rich. What does it mean to be water rich?
Like,
Have a lot more.
more
than
water
We
than
have plenty of water here. So his fact said that we could affect how we use water could affect how people like in Africa or India use water. Okay, what's your next one?
This is important. A 5-minute shower uses more water than a person in a developing country uses in a day.
Think about that. A 5-minute shower. I take longer showers than that. I take about a 15-minute shower. So a 5-minute shower uses more water than a person in a developing country gets in a whole day to drink.
All people need access to safe drinking water and improved sanitation conditions.
What is sanitation? Okay, think about hand sanitizer. What does hand sanitizer do?
Kill germs.
Okay, so when we sanitize things, we kill germs, we clean it up. So sanitation
It's like
Cleaning up the germs out of water.
would be cleaning up the germs from the water, making it safe for us to drink. So read your fact one more time now that we know what sanitation means.
All people need access to safe drinking water and improved sanitation conditions.
Okay.
A person can live 3 weeks without food, but only 3 days without water.
Only 3 days without water. Reason.
2.6 billion in the world have lack of basic sanitation resources.
Read that one more time a little louder.
2.6 billion people in the world lack basic sanitation resources.
Okay.
most of the world's population spends around 3 hours a day traveling to get the water they need to survive.
So that's what we talked about before we went to the program. We said that women and children are responsible for bringing this water to their family. So if you think about 40 pounds, carrying 40 pounds of water, I don't know about you girls, but I'm not very strong. It would be very difficult for me to carry 40 pounds of water 4 miles to and from my home. Would that be difficult for you?
No.
Maybe not for Kira, it would be for me. What about you, Gracie? Be a little difficult, okay?
Every 90 seconds, a child dies from water-related disaster.
From water-related disease, you're right. Every 90 seconds, every minute and a half, a child dies from a water-related disease. How would they get disease from water?
Like,
Because there's not proper sanitation facilities to clean up the germs. Good.
Salt water accounts for more than 97% of the water on Earth.
Can we drink salt water?
no.
Why?
Does it make us sick?
Salt water would make us sick. There is a way that you can remove the salt from water and make it drinkable, but it takes a lot of energy to do that, so we don't do that very often. Okay, Maddox?
The average container for water collection in Africa weighs around 40 pounds. Women and children carry these 40-pound containers for 3 to 4 miles to get the water to their homes. It takes about 12 gallons per day to sustain a human. The average American uses about 158 gallons every day.
Okay, so you said it takes how much?
12 gallons per day.
12 gallons is how much we need. This is bathing, this is drinking, this is everything. This is how much we need, but we use how much?
158 gallons every day.
You think we waste a little bit?
Yeah.
I think so too. Kai?
The earth has a limited amount of water. The same water keeps going around and around the planet in a process called the water cycle.
Okay, that one's been in there twice. I think I heard that one twice. Kira?
When I go to the ocean, people have their mouth open, they can drink salt water.
Okay, well if they drink it, what happens? They don't die, but it makes us sick. I have, unfortunately, not on purpose, drank salt water in the ocean before, and it's not fun. It's not something I like.
If it gets in your eyes,
It
burns.
Okay. So think about the video that we watched before the program, the Brain Pop video. Think about this. I'm glad that this fact was toward the end. This is how much we need versus how much we use. So let's think about examples of ways that we waste water first. I want this to be interactive. So think about ways that you waste water. Madison.
When you leave the water faucet on when you're brushing your teeth.
Okay, leaving the faucet on when you brush your teeth. I'm just gonna write brushing teeth. I think we can remember what. How else do we waste water?
Taking long showers.
Long showers. Remember the fact that said a 5-minute shower uses more water than people in underdeveloped countries get for one whole day, just in a shower. It's not even us drinking water.
Drinking water. Not
Okay.
drinking the water that you get.
Okay, so like throwing away a bottle of water before you're finished with it. Okay, Mason.
when you're like gardening, like your flowers or something, you're wasting water.
What do we see a lot in the summertime? When our grass turns brown, what do people get out? Sprinklers. That was what Moby had in our video, and his whole yard was covered in water that was wasted. So sprinklers. And when we think about our grass, is that really necessary? You know, people like a green yard, but is that necessary when you think about all of the people that don't have water to drink?
And think about rain.
Okay, Kira.
Water slides.
Okay, water slides like inflatables.
Wouldn't the water park waste water?
Yes, yeah.
They use like a lot more.
Madison?
Swimming pools.
Swimming pools. I don't know if that would be with inflatables probably. What about car wash? When I wash my car, I leave the water hose running, and I only pick it up when after I've washed my car and when I'm ready to rinse it off, but it runs the whole time. Is that good?
No.
No, so washing your car at home. Remind me to talk about this when we get here. Remind me to bring up car wash. Washing cars at home. Let's do one more.
Whenever people manufacture like gas, because it has to have water to be made sometimes.
Okay, so industries that use a lot of water. Okay. Can you think of anything else?
When you're doing water balls and you're just taking a sip of it.
Okay. Naomi said that. That's good. Anything else? Kai? A water bed? I hadn't thought about that. That's probably a waste. We've got a pretty good list, don't we? So let's think about now ways that we can eliminate this waste. What does it mean to eliminate? Take it away. So how can we reduce our waste of water? Callie?
Instead of leaving the water on when you brush your teeth, you can rinse your toothbrush off and then quickly brush your teeth, but leave the water off, and then when you get ready, once you turn the water back on.
Okay, so turn the water off. I just thought of another way that we waste. What about leaks?
That's what I was gonna say.
Leak sinks.
Those are hard to stop though.
You wouldn't think that a leaky sink, when it just says a drop at a time, you wouldn't think that it wastes a lot of water, but does it?
No, it would like
It does. Alex?
Fix the leaky pipes.
Okay, so fix the leaks.
Take short showers.
Short showers. I read this morning about showers. We talked yesterday about how a lot of times we don't get in the shower as soon as we turn the water on. What do?
Let it get hot.
We wait and let it get hot. I read that one thing you can do, because we're probably not all gonna start getting in the shower when it's cold, are we? Even though we know we should.
Sometimes I do.
You can put a bucket in your shower and collect all of that cold water and use it to, what could you do with that water?
Well, on your
Fall
car.
stuff.
You could use it, what about plants? You have plants, you could use it to water plants. You could, if you have an inside pet,
You could use it for.
they could use that for their water. So there are things that we can do, even though we don't completely stop our bad habits, there are things that we can do to still eliminate some of this waste. What about our other things that we have here? Mason?
Don't use a lot of sprinklers, just use
Maybe just wait on the rain, right? Wait on the rain. And Maudie had a good example I saw in her journal yesterday. What did you talk about? Do you remember things you can do to save water? She talked about rain barrels. Have any of you all ever seen rain barrels?
Yeah, it's what you
Yeah.
put underneath your, I can't remember what it is. The butter.
What does a rain barrel do, Maudie?
You set it out when it's raining so you can use that water.
So you can use that water for later. You know, right now, in this season, we have rain a lot. But do we in the summertime? So if we collect the rain that we're getting right now, we could use it maybe when we're short on rain. So let's put rain barrels here. Any other solutions? Kira?
You could use the rain barrels for that too, because you could put the water on the water slide.
Yeah,
Okay. Zach?
you could dig a well.
That's pretty extreme. Let's think about little things that we could do. Evelyn, we'll come back to you. Any other things?
Only fill it up a certain amount,
Only fill what up?
like the inflatables and pools.
Okay, so maybe just don't use as much water. Let's see here. I want you to get your journals out. We have a pretty good list here. In a few minutes, yeah. So I want you to write a few sentences and tell me why water is the most important natural resource on the planet. Tell me why that is and give me a reason that we should save it. A reason we should save it and an example of how we can save it. We've given examples here. Let's see. I'm going to write this prompt over here so you can see this at the bottom. Post-it note, I want you to write on your Post-it note one thing that you are going to be able to do, one thing that you will be conscientious about. What does it mean to be conscientious? You know? Conscientious is aware of. So one thing that you are going to make an attempt to try and conserve water. I want you to write that on your Post-it note and come stick it up on the board. I want you to write one thing that one change you are going to make personally to try and conserve water. One change that you can make in your life to save water.
Never mind. I got her one. Okay, we have just a couple people finishing up their Post-it notes. I want to hear some of your explanations of why water is the most valuable natural resource. Why is water so important? Why are we making such a big deal about it? It's just water, right?
No,
Why?
Because water gives the gas, electricity, and other stuff like nutrition. Well, not really.
So in America, we have to have water to function, right? Do you remember how many gallons of water it took to make one t-shirt?
700.
700 gallons of water to make one shirt. How many of you have more than one shirt? Okay, water is a big deal. Why else is it so valuable? Maddox?
You only can go 1 week without water.
Not even a week. A few days. You can go a week without food. But can you a week without water?
No.
Alex?
Water is the most important resource because without water we would dehydrate and die. One way to save water is to take short showers.
Good. Xavier?
what she said was water is the most natural resource because 3% is fresh water, but 1% we can get to. 70% of the world is salt water.
Good. So it seems like we have a lot of water, but we can't drink it all, which makes it a little more valuable, right? Okay. So if you are still finishing up, continue to do so.